Ahoy fellas, Joe's gonna win at your service. Like I said yesterday, today is core. So, what I'm going to be doing are sit-ups and twists. Ignore Four Souls, I left it out last night. Me and my girlfriend were playing, and I just haven't cleaned it up yet. And I don't feel like cleaning it up yet. So, deal with it. Should be nice and straightforward. I'm going to be going heavyweight for all of them, just because with core, I usually end up doing a lot of reps anyhow, so I don't need to wear myself down, then bump up. I'm just going to be going heavyweight with a good bit of reps, heavyweight with a good bit of reps. Alright, one set down. So yeah, I'll do 2 more of those, same weight, then I'll move on to the twists. I tell you, I'm gonna feel it tomorrow. I'm probably gonna feel it tonight too. I gotta say, I'm a bit more tired than I expected. I didn't think I'd be quite as exhausted as I am. Maybe I should have had another cup of coffee before starting. I usually don't have coffee before I do a workout because, again, I like to go in with 0 calories taken in, burn that reserve energy first and foremost. But sometimes I'll have a cup of coffee to fuel me through it. But man, is that crooked? Hold on. Yeah, that looks better. Sorry about that. Let's just angle this up a little bit. There we go. Perfect. Yeah, sorry about that. It's hard to keep a real consistent angle on an adjustable tripod like that. Let's see, what is there really to talk about? I'm not sure. It's been same old, same old. I got a good bit of cleaning done. It may not look like it, but I did. Put a lot of stuff away, moved some things around, swept and vacuumed the whole of the apartment. I think it looks pretty good. And I moved the dish tray, or the dish rack over there, just to give more counter space over here. And I think it looks really nice. I think it looks a lot better. Let's go. Oh, oh yeah, that one feels tough. If you had a real keen eye, you might have seen the way that I was trying to cheat a little bit. So the whole reason that the weights work is because the weights go with me. And you can cheat the workout and thereby cheating yourself if instead of bringing the weight with you, you lock it in place. You got to keep your arms locked and keep it in the same position relative to your body throughout the entire thing. Can't lock it in place. That doesn't work like that. That's how you cheat the workout. That's how you cheat yourself. We're not trying to cheat ourselves here. We're trying to work. We're trying to improve ourselves through hard work and effort. I will say though, I am feeling it. I am a good bit tired. Let's see, what was I saying before? That's right, the coffee. I don't know how many calories are in a cup of coffee. Obviously there's some calories in milk, and I do put a good bit of milk into it. Doesn't look like there's any kind of nutrition label on it, so that's unfortunate. How many calories are in the creatine? 80 per scoop. And of course, and while I'm at it, I might as well check them out. $150 calories in a cup. And if I use maybe half a cup for my milk, or for my coffee, then that's about 75 calories right there. So, yeah. Sometimes I usually try to avoid the coffee. Sometimes, like today, I still take the coffee. Kind of like a pre-workout, but it doesn't make me feel like I just did a hard drug. Hate pre-workout. I don't like the tingly feeling, I don't like the itch, and then I don't like coming off of it either. It's awful. I hate the stuff. Hate it, hate it, hate it. Just give me some coffee instead. Does about the same thing. Just not as bad, not as extreme. Alright. That was probably a good enough rest. Let's go again. Last set of sit-ups, then I move on to twists. Let's do this. noises, the noises are so funny, but I can't help myself from making them. The reason I make those noises is because I'm trying to control my breathing. And there are a couple ways you can do that. You could do it just with your lungs, you could do it with your throat, you could do it with your tongue, you could do it with your lips. And I tend to do it with my lips as well as my throat. But because of that, it kind of makes that sound. And I try not to do that, but it's just kind of a force of habit. I usually try to control it with my lungs and throat my breathing, I mean. I try to control my breathing with my lungs and throat. Something like that. But my lips will just do the same thing just to support kind of automatically. Pre-workout tastes different today. It actually tastes somewhat pleasant. How odd. I'm not used to that. Pre-workout, did I say? The creatine. I said pre-workout once, and yeah, the creatine tastes actually kind of pleasant today. Maybe it's because I made it a little bit in advance, and so it dissolved in the hot water, but then it cooled to room temperature. Maybe it's just actually mixed up in everything, actually dissolved, well balanced, not crunchy. I don't know. Yeah, I can't explain it. Just to see if that is the case, though, I'm going to let that one sit for a little bit instead of drinking it right now. And, maybe you'll see. Maybe it will. Maybe it'll mellow out and become actually palatable for once. Or I guess for twice. But, yeah, that was weird. It was actually somewhat pleasant this time. Let's see. Next are 45-degree twists. Give me just a second, and I'll get it going. I think I did these once before. When was the last time I did these? I didn't think it was that long ago. Oh, there it is, I just missed it. Let's see, February 17th, I did the 45-degree twists. Okay, So that's almost, that'd be 12 plus 10, that's 22 days? At least 20 days since I did it last. Have I been making these workout videos for 20 days? I don't think I have. I don't think it's been that long yet. Has it? I'm not sure. I'm gonna check after this. Oh. These are gonna be tough. Probably gonna do 10 of these. If I can, I'll do 15, but the way I'm feeling right now, probably 10. Ended up doing 20 just because I was doing them wrong at first. So I'll do 20 throughout. That'll be my penance for cheating them. I always forget that at first. The exercise, you gotta, lock your hips down. You're not allowed to adjust like that, like I had done. You go down 45 degrees. And you turn at the core. And yet, the trick is turning such that you're not coming up at all. You gotta turn on that 45 degree. None of Maybe I will go down to 10 so that I can slow down a bit, make sure I'm really hitting the technique right. And that would actually still work out because the first couple were wrong. So I shouldn't count those as 20. So I'll count it as 10 and I'm just gonna do 10. These next two sets of 10, I'm gonna make sure I do it right so that all 10 are valid instead of only half of them being valid and doing more of them to compensate. Honestly, if I'm going to do the twists and the sit-ups, I should start out with the twists just because they're a bit more technically demanding. So starting out with those while I'm still strong would be good, while I still have as much strength and therefore as much control as I can have. I think that's a good idea. But this is also good because, I'm already worn down and now I'm focusing on keeping that control. So it's kind of practicing to keep that. So, give and take. There's a give and take to everything, a pro and a con. As long as I get as much as I can out of it, it doesn't really matter what order I do it in. What matters is that I get what I can out of it, that I do my best. And that goes for anyone who is also working out, maybe following along, maybe working out on your own. Proper technique and doing your best. That's what matters. That's what's important. That felt a bit more proper. Yeah, that's weird. I wonder what happened. Maybe it's because I drank some coffee and that affected my palate? Not sure. Maybe it is in the prep and how I made it. I don't know. I'm not a doctor and I'm not a cook either. So, couldn't tell you. But that set was a lot better. That's one piece of advice that I will always give. And, you know, I'm not a medically trained professional. I'm not certified in medicine, so you shouldn't use me as a credible source. But I have been working out for a good bit, and something that both me and my boy Hunter will say, you know, the technique is everything. Doing it properly is the most important thing. If, you know, your technique is suffering, lower the weight, lower the reps. Usually, if your technique is suffering, lower the weight. That's first and foremost. You're doing too high of a weight. Your technique is suffering because you're trying to use other muscles to help you with the weight. And now you're working different muscle groups that maybe you shouldn't be working, or maybe that you're working incorrectly. You know, end up lifting with your back, end up maybe using the wrong muscle group, and it's already tired, so you end up hurting yourself, right? Typically it's lower back. That's where a lot of lower back injuries come from. Just in every day, you know. Oh, I can't lift this box correctly with my legs. The technique is failing, so I must use my lower back to compensate. No, it strikes. You know. So, when you're working out, if your technique is failing, and always try to take your time to really analyze each and every movement, because you can see it when I'm doing it. I'll adjust even in the middle of my set, because I'm recognizing that I'm doing something wrong. So I try to adjust and do it properly. Oh, excuse me. Yeah. Always be self-analytical, self-aware, and keep that proper technique. And that's how you avoid injury. It's honestly, keeping the proper technique is how you avoid injury the most, because if you have proper technique, then you're also doing the proper weight and the proper amount of reps. So, and those are the things that if you get wrong, you're injured. So by default, doing proper technique is good. Doing proper technique will keep you from getting injured, because in order to have it, all the other factors that can injure you can't exist. Oh, last set, let's do this. Much better. And also, having proper technique, you need to go at an appropriate speed. Going too fast can injure you. Too much weight can injure you. Too many reps can injure you. There we go. Figured it out. That's the key. Technique is key. Ooh, gotta write it down real quick. Very nice. So, with that being said, thank you for joining me. I hope you had a good time. I hope to see you here again, and I hope you have a good day.